stuff. Thor here, and today I'd like to talk to you a place about Martini Cove, where I felt it's appropriate to pull out some of the spirits. I brought out the bourbon because, well, I don't drink martinis. I don't like martinis. So, instead, I got some Wild Turkey 101. So sit back and enjoy the show. So to start out with, Martini Cove is located right next to Martini Beach, and again, maps is a little outdated here, but the location is approximately right here. The cove is formed from a small valley where there's a floodwater inlet. The trip is a small trip from Wallwe Bay, approximately a couple of miles. Due to its close proximity to both State Line and Wallwe Launch, it is a frequently visited place by a lot of boats, and very easy to find. So this is Martini Cove, a small snail-shaped cove which seems to be a fairly popular spot. A great place to get out of the waves and go for a swim. To start out, the local plant life was, for lack of better words, mildly rude. It was rather spiky, whatever it was, and it seemed like some sort of cat's paw or nettle. Again, I could not make an exact identification. Whatever it was not friendly, and it surrounded a decent portion of the cove. The underwater plant life consisted of these soft plants, the same ones I found at Thor's Landing, except they were living in mud, which made a lot more sense. Only the west side of the cove had mud. The rest was either rock sand mix or steep soft sand, which is perfect for landing a boat. Again, on the west side of the cove, I found a muck pool which was blooming with green algae and billions of gnats and small bugs. I have stayed here a few nights and have never noticed the bugs, so I think they must like this spot and only this spot. This spot also seems to attract a lot of birds. As for the wildlife, this cove is abundant. I noticed many large fish jumping from the water. I've seen minnows, many different types of bugs, 4 different types of birds, and quite a few of these little crawdads on shore.
Freedom, little guy. You deserve it. Enjoy your life.
The snail shape of the cove yields good protection against the waves. In the spot I am in, I could not feel the waves from the numerous amounts of surf boat that plague all lakes by driving right next to the shore. Practically nothing makes its way in here. This is one of the reasons I chose this spot to weather a windstorm we recently had. It also blocked out all the waves the wind makes too, for all that matters. Most of the cove is steep sand that goes about a 45-degree angle down. This is ideal as just about any boat can safely beach here. I've seen several other boats come and go from this spot. Next to Martini Cove is Martini Beach, and a lot of boats land here. This particular video was taken during a sandstorm of which we had winds going from 55 miles per hour to 65 miles per hour. This spot does not provide adequate protection from the sand during a sandstorm, but regardless it is a safe haven, which is why I found this spot. Initially I had docked a little further into the cove, but the high winds the next night dictated I move to the spot I was in the previous scene. In fact, I'm very lucky to come out of that storm in one piece. During the windstorm at night, all of my anchors came loose except for my primary anchor, which dragged and I dangled off of it and swayed back and forth until I got pushed into the corner of the cove, where I managed to get off the boat and get some help to secure it from another boater. It was super scary, and there was a moment when I wasn't sure if I was going to make it in one piece. Due to the close proximity of Lone Rock Beach and how popular this spot is, at nighttime you can hear the campers and quite often the rumble of nearby houseboat generators. The sound is faint, but all the same, it is there. In addition to that, the occupants of the houseboat that land nearby tend to explore this cove, be it on foot or on paddleboard, so privacy is just not an option in this spot. Due to how popular this location is, one of the unfortunate side effects is that you will find some litter scattered around this cove. I wouldn't say this is a problem, but again, all the same, it is there. Since I have a hard time leaving it behind, it becomes a burden to me that I might not encounter somewhere else. A good portion of the rocks in this cove are covered in dead zebra mussels. These are a tripping hazard, and because of this, I would recommend to keep children and pets away from these particular spots, where they are infested, as falling in these will lead to a large amount of cuts and scrapes, which have an increased likelihood of infection. But not all is bad here. The beaches were quite nice. Swimming here is good and relatively safe as there is no current in this cove, and it is protected from boat traffic. People in kayaks and paddleboards frequent this place for a resting spot, as it does deflect some wind. I would also bet that this place would be great for snorkeling. I know I lost a docking hook here, so if anyone finds it, feel free to let me know. I really need it back. I have seen a lot of fishermen stop here, but I have not seen one of them catch a fish, so I think the fish here must know. There is a lot of flat land nearby to pitch a tent, or in my case, an umbrella with a lawn chair, and a drink. However, if you are more of a stay inside kind of person, fear not, this cove does have an excellent view from the inside, and I think you will like it a lot.
Quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack.
So this concludes Martini Beach. I hope you enjoyed the video and it helps you out in some way. So this is Thor, signing out.